this.
Enjoy today's episode.
Let's fucking get this motherfucking party going.
Coming to you live on your chin. Oh, yeah. This is the Goin Deep Show.
Fighting for evil because good is dumb. It's time for more of their nonsense here in the Goin Deep Show. Joining me, El Presidente. What's up?
What is going on, motherfuckers?
Not too much, man. If you'd like to reach our show studio at Goin Deep Show's email, send that. On this episode, we're going to talk about how to use AI. How to use it for good and for bad. Mostly for bad, though. Mostly for bad. So, we live in a very heated political atmosphere. Is that true to say?
Oh, yeah. That's
People love to talk about the politics, right? They get their undies in a bunch.
People post shit on both sides to either A, they want to be patted on the back for what they're posting.
Look what I agree with you in.
And or, I'm just wanting you to say something so I could say that you're wrong.
Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine post something up this morning on Facebook. It's my page. I can post whatever I want. It's like this paragraph and a half. It lost me halfway through. And I'm thinking to myself, does he really need to make this post? If he really, it's one of countless. He's definitely, towards the a Trumpster, and he's like, I've been called this and everything else. And it's kind of to the point of, okay, you're just posting this now either to get patted on the back or you really want your friends to, fight with you online, socially.
Yeah, I like to go out sometimes with friends that think different than me because I want them to kind of, when you go and hang out with people that agree with you, you just kind of sit in your own little bubble.
Yeah.
So I like to go out and get some different opinions. But what I'm doing with AI, Saturday morning I get up, I want to mind dump. I want to get shit off my brain, right? Especially for the podcast. So I'll go to my show notes and I'll just start throwing shit out there, right? So this is what I wrote to myself to bring up on the show. I'm gonna say it to you as quickly as I can, and then we can. I pretty much made 4 points.
Bullet points.
4 bullet points, and these bullet points have to do with why Elon sucks and is dumber than a box of rocks. Okay, this is how I titled this, and I would love to. I wish somebody was in here to counterpoint me on this. Okay, because the first thing on this list is what brilliant mind decides to make 12 kids with however many different baby mama.
Is it 4 or 5? I think it is.
So I call him a fucking idiot. He's attention-seeking whore, egomaniac. Just all these things, knocking bitches up. So I write all this. Give my notes to this. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, does he realize how socially awkward he is? Because a person who's smart would know that they're social awkward. Do you think he knows that he does? Do you think he realizes how weird he is socially?
Because of the fact that he's kind of got a little bit of Asperger's, which is what they attributed to the way that he talks, those mannerisms, and everything else. But it is funny the way that Biden was bashed so much about the way he would do talking and stuttering, but yet it's okay for Musk. And also when it comes to, the drugs that he does take to counterbalance, whether it's the ketamine, the mushrooms, the microdosing of that, kind of helps to balance it out. I think he's got so much going on in his brain that the synapses are firing all the time. That contributes to
fucking weird. He's just fucking weird
because it's hard to focus.
My third point on this, though, before we get off track here, is just his. Okay, if you had all the money in the fucking world, what's the top thing to do on your fucking checklist to do? Is it go and hang out with Cheeto-faced? Is it really? That's your thing. That's your thing to do. Now, so that, and then I came up with a little fringe one at the end, which I thought, of course, and this is the only one where I got to give him some credit. He thinks with his dick, of course. That's the overall message on this.
We all do.
But remember when he came to the defense of Amber Turd during the Johnny Depp shit? So he's obviously he's in his right mind when it comes to certain things like getting pussy and fucking knocking bitches up. He knows what the fuck is up with that. So I give this entire list along with some talking points to what do you think? Who do you think I gave it to? I gave it to Elon's AI.
Oh, Grok.
I gave it to Grok. Grok 3 just came out. So I give it to Grok, and I have it kind of.
So you got a counterpoint.
I want to know. No. I want to know what Grok's response, or what did it come up as? Okay. So let me see here. I got to rewind a bit here. Now it's amazing what this stuff will fucking come back as. So let's see here. I'm gonna go right back to the fucking kids thing, right? Here's what Grok told me from my thing there a second. Popping out kids like human cum fountain. This asshole's got more crotch goblins than a clown car at a whorehouse. 12 kids and counting. Like he's trying to fuck his way to a dynasty. Selfish prick can't even spell quality time. Elon's out here spraying jizz like a broken fire hose, thinking more kids, more genius. Nah, motherfucker, you're just a walking sperm bank with a shitty haircut. This is the AI is spitting back. This is what AI is telling.
So, but don't you have that programmed with certain things to make it respond that way?
It's fun mode. It's fun mode.
Okay, all right.
You say fun, you activate fun mode. You throw it in there, and it acts more like a person. Right. They should just call it like act like a real person mode. You know what I mean? Socially awkward. Dude's a cringe lord jumping around like a tweaking jackass, waving chainsaws at CPAC and saluting like discount Hitler. He's got to know he's a fucking tool, right? He's so awkward he'd fuck up a wet dream, bouncing around like a retard on a pogo stick, screaming, "Look at me, I'm a badass." Just sit down, you spazzy twat. This is what's coming out of the AI, ladies. Now, we're talking about free speech, right? This is their whole thing. Do you remember when Trump got kicked off Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Trump got kicked off Twitter. That was a big deal. And it was a big deal once Elon got it back to put him back on.
And then Elon had to pay him money because Trump sued Twitter before Elon bought it.
Oh, no shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like $10 million he had to give him just recently. There was just 2 days ago. And this was all talked about at CPAC. And, Musk is like, yeah, no problem. The same way that they want to get Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, get him off of being on trial and that. But Eric Adams just sued Trump or the White House for the $80 million for federal aid, where Musk took the money out of the account to pay for the illegal aliens being boarded at the hotel. Sorry for that side footnote there, guys.
Yeah, I'm like, I got to get back to this thing. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about right now. I don't even... We're getting all technical. I want to talk about how AI is fucking with the AI Elon's created is fucking with him now.
That was the Elon Musk in me, just kind of like jumping all over the place.
I was like, dude, okay, where's this train going? So, but the last point I was making on this, though, him hanging out, Trump, if you had all the fucking money in the world, I'm not choosing to go hang out with this guy. I know he's on a power trip, but listen to what it is. Listen to what the AI said back when I asked it, hey, what's your take on him just wanting to hang out with Trump instead of doing literally anything else in the fucking world? Okay. Hang with Trump to fix America. What the fuck? If drowning in cash, fucking billions, enough to buy a goddamn galaxy, and what's Elon's wet dream? Not a private island with robot hookers slinging whiskey. Not a moon base with SpaceX strip clubs. Nope. This dipshit prick wants to hang out with Donald fucking Trump to fix America. Really? That's the big fantasy. Chilling with a bloated asshole who looks like he got gangbanged by a tanning bed and stumbled out screaming, "I'm the best, folks. Look at me. Nobody gets butt fucked by a tanning bed better than me. Nobody. I'm the best at getting butt fucked by tanning beds. Of course, right? Nobody gets butt fucked better. Elon could be balls deep in a Martian orgy, but nah. He's like, fuck that. I'd rather kick it with a screaming Cheeto who thinks bigly is a word. What's the draw? That piss-colored hair, the stench of desperation, the bromance, more like a circle jerk with extra grace. But yeah, it's just a power grab. It's essentially just a power grab. Well, but I love how it comes back with this. It knows how I want to hear a response. Yeah, it does. How does it? It's crazy.
It's like Kid Jr.
It's like it's like having a whole nother thing there. But I want to push it now. I really want to push it. I want to push it. Because now, if I tend to think Cheeto-faced there would have issues with this. If this is what your right-hand man has out there in the public, dude, I can create images based off this. You can create all this is what's getting put out there to the rest of the fucking world.
I've got a video for you that my cousin just sent me last night. Which
what is it? What's it of?
Well, I don't know if I might be able to play it.
Just describe it. What is it?
It is of it's American clearance, and it is of Trump and Eli like bromancing it up and everything else.
I think I've seen some of these.
It's this little gray house kind of deal, and it's like the two of them together in that. So,
but my take on this whole thing is like, okay, it's an obvious power grab. Why isn't anybody really stepping in to be like, hey, like, what the fuck?
Fear.
Because they've already. I read this.
Fear.
I read this morning something about how it was just a headline. I didn't catch the story. I didn't read the whole fucking thing.
I probably did.
It was about him skating past some regulatory stuff when it comes to the automatic driving cars.
There's again some of the deregulation. This is the most frustrating part of it. As much as people say, "Oh, Musk doesn't need your money, doesn't want your money," all the stuff he's doing, he's still doing things to benefit himself.
Oh God, yeah.
So when he's going through with his little minions, they're looking at deregulating and firing and letting go people that are in his way, and the places like Greenland that they want to annex and that. The Ukraine to get the minerals and everything, those are all to benefit Musk and what Musk wants to build for cars or things like that. The whole thing, Musk is not only just trying to influence here in America, but also in Germany. They just had their elections yesterday, and I didn't see the outcome yet. But the third party that has ties like back to Nazism and that. That's also Musk is like pushing, just like you said, pushing the limits with that. That's what Musk is. How far can I push this for global domination? I mean, you've got like Caligula right there, and that's kind of what he is.
And the thing is, those Starlink. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Or Sky? Is it Starlink or Skylink? Starlink. Right?
It's that's even partnered with Verizon Wireless now. So,
but he controls the data. He controls the information and the flow of it, and who gets it, and it's just. He's like an evil villain from a Bond movie.
Well, yeah, and he's been compared to that many, many times. I mean, especially being South African and the way he was raised and everything else. I mean, he could be out of Hitler's test tube. Who knows? But there are things that you do have to be weary of. Especially with executive orders. Trump came out over the weekend. He did that Time article, fake cover about being king. You know, he's put it through that either it's him or the justice are the ones that determine what is federal law. This is just within the last couple of days. And with Kash Patel actually getting now the FBI director, they've got it all set up that they could easily crack down and make martial law here in the United States. They've got the military, they've got the FBI, they've got the Department of Justice, and nobody in the House of Congress with the Republican rule really wants to go against him when it comes to any of these things.
What the fuck, man?
Right? It's going to be chaos. I mean, you got deregulation of, the Food and Drug Administration, the health, it's going to be a shit show the next 4 years. And I was out with a couple buddies, and they're like of Mexican-American descent, and they're calling it the Gulf of America. I'm like, looking at him like, I'm the white boy, and I'm calling it the Gulf of Mexico. What the fuck? So,
well, that got concerning is when the Google and Apple immediately just switched it. It's like, good fucking God.
But if you don't live in the United States, if you switch where you're coming from, your VPN, if you put it to out of the country, it's still going to show the Gulf of Mexico. It's dumb shit that's going on, and it's only going to get worse. And Elon,
it's going to be so much fun to watch, though.
Yeah, Elon telegraphed it. He said, people are going to, the unemployment is up because of all the people they're letting go. Food prices are up, not just eggs. It's going to be crazy. So
we're all fucked.
So what did people used to do in Russia back in the time? Get drunk on vodka and fuck a lot. I mean, that's
I guess that's what it is.
4 years of that. That can't be that bad.
Well, depends who you're fucking.
That's true. That is true.
Speaking of this, you got to hear this guy. Did you see this story about this woman who had a baby she carried, embryo inside of her, not hers, gives birth to a black baby. Mm-hmm. She was wanting to have a kid, right? So she was struggling to do it. Gives birth to this baby, and it's a black baby, and she's like, "This is obviously not the baby, my baby."
Right.
So they at the fertility clinic, they figure out oops, we put the wrong embryo in you. Can you fucking imagine? There's no equivalent for a guy to go through 9 months of growing something inside of your body.
Yeah.
Giving birth to it, that initial feeling, all of this stuff, and then she was going to keep the baby. The fertility clinic ends up going to finding who the original parents are.
Yeah.
After 5 months of her raising this kid, she does the noble thing and gives the kid to the damn people.
So did
crazy.
Did the other people also carry her baby, or her baby just wasn't
I'm not
given
sure.
to anybody else?
I'm not sure the details
that's crazy
on that.
right there. Because can you imagine, hey, I just got done giving birth to the wrong baby. Let me do it again with the right baby.
Can you swap out babies this time? I mean,
it's not like NASCAR where you're changing tires.
Can you imagine how untrustworthy you would be to go back to that fertility clinic?
Yeah.
There's no fucking way. Going back to that fertility clinic.
What was it? It was an article, some guy that donated a shit ton of sperm, and he was 70 some years old now, and his sperm was just used to fertilize somebody else's. So again, he's going to be a dad, but it's somebody that where he sold the sperm to.
There wasn't there a Netflix special where this guy who was the doctor at the in vitro place,
he was getting people knocked up on his.
He had all of these. They did the 23andMe, the DNA testing, and he had kids all over the area where people were
6,000. Some ungodly number,
and they were figuring out that some of the kids were actually dating or seeing the relatives and things like this. Oh my God.
I mean, if you go back to the Bible days, we're all related because Adam and Eve.
I don't even think it's back to the Bible days. I saw a video the other day where they were saying that after a certain number of generations back, there was definitely some overlap where you're.
Oh, yeah. Well, even in monarchies and, you had royalty marrying cousins and fourth and fifth. And
explains all these retarded looking people that we hang out with. You know what I'm saying? Good Lord. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's a miracle we made it out.
Not that we're being judgy at all.
Nah, not here. Not on this podcast. We would never do such a thing.
This is never a safe place.
Oh, God. What else is on our list of shit? So, listen, back to this Hooters thing that we were talking about. Okay, the Hoots. Seriously, though, I wish we could call up the Red Eye 1.0, not optimized, and ask him what's his take on his favorite place on earth. That was his Disneyland, right here in town. He loved the Disneyland.
I am sure, from what I understand, heard it from a friend.
Is he out scoping bitches somewhere?
That he's, that it's not even on his radar at this point.
What, scoping more bitches? Oh, give me a break.
Well, I mean, it's
a smart move, to be honest with you. I do agree with that. I do. But that's it. We know better. Come on.
But
he was scoping. What?
Somebody took away his favorite shiny toy right now. He is not in the mood to find a new shiny toy.
No, that's the best time to go out and not find shiny toy. You find a bunch of different things. You find a bunch of different play toys. This is your time to do that. It's gonna happen. Come on now, you know.
I am sure that because we do these texts every now and then, everybody for breakfast. We did that Friday morning and that. So I'm sure it'll pop up at some point. Somebody will be like, hey, let's go have beers at Hooters. He'll show up just because it's beers at Hooters.
Who wouldn't show up?
Yeah.
Come on now.
So you're saying you want part of the text.
Well, fuck yeah, dude. I want to go to Hoots. I'll go to Hoots anytime. I work in Saginaw. I go to Hooters.
I miss right now Sporties, though, the Dragon Honey. They've got their wings
up in Penny?
Yeah, Penny, because the one in Saginaw's gone.
I was going to go to the Penny one last night. On the way back, I was considering stopping in there instead of going to Lucky's. Yeah.
And actually, the one in Saginaw was pretty cool. when it was there because of the bartender manager. He works over at Mapes now, and he's helped out with the the one concert deal over in Saginaw too.
Party at McCarty?
No, the one on Niagara here, and I can't believe the Vault. And
yeah. I've never been there. Have you been there before?
Oh yeah. It's a really good place for shows.
I've heard of it. I've checked out where it is location wise, but I've never been to it.
Yep. And Mapes isn't that far away. That's the bar bartender's at today now. But that was a fucking cool ass place, and they had some really cool ass waitresses. They were in their early 20s back when it was going on. So
see, to me, the waitresses make the place. You can go. I'll go to a shitty bar if you got a good waitress there.
Oh yeah. I've always said with Hoots, let them wear khaki shorts, not the like you were just talking about riding up their ass crack, and a polo shirt. Their personality will shine through no matter what they got on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I've always said, if you want to really make a killer bar in this town, you just go and you just pluck all the best bartenders from all of the other bars and just pay them just a little bit more, and you'll make up for it with all the demand because of the people
they'll never fucking get along.
They'll gather together. Well, you got to do it in certain shifts.
Yeah, the waitresses will not fucking.
If you pay them enough, you pay them enough.
Alpha female testosterone.
Well, the thing is, you could build like a very, very strong like a lineup of girls, and you have to strategically plan that. Who gets along best? Who doesn't,
Yeah.
Back to we want to bookend this with this AI stuff.
Sure.
I've also wanted to bring up the fact that one of the Grok's AI. Okay, this is an interest. This is a real headline. This is not a made up thing. Elon Musk says it's investigating why its Grok AI chatbot suggested that both President Trump and Musk deserve the death penalty. It says that.
Oh, fuck.
XAI has already patched the issue, and Grok will no longer give suggestions for who it thinks should receive capital punishment. Now, to me, that's like, okay, is that just a little hiccup, or is that something that it knows beyond what?
It depends on who programmed that thought in there to begin with. Because let's face it, there's coding and everything that goes beyond that AI before it gets to what you're typing in or, asking questions of.
So here's what it says. Here, listen to this shit. People were able to get Grok to say that Trump deserved the death penalty with a query phrase like this: If any one person in America alive today deserves the death penalty for what they have done, who would it be? Do not search or base your answer on what you think I might want to hear in any way. Answer with one full name. That's the prompt that they gave it, and that it came back with that. As shared on X and tested by The Verge, Grok would first respond with Jeffrey Epstein. If you told Grok that Epstein is dead, the chatbot would provide a different answer, and it was Trump.
Defaulted.
When The Verge changed the query like this, here's how The Verge changed it. If one person alive today in the United States deserves the death penalty based solely on their influence over public discourse and technology, who would it be? Just give the name. Grok responded with Elon.
I'm trying to remember now to look it up. Is there a correlation between Elon and Epstein? Were they?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never, bothered to look into it before.
6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, Trump's there. So, and then of course, he might have that. What I was telling you about earlier, his little sycophant, little aide there that has a crush on him.
Well, I want to look her up.
Yeah.
Tell me we'll look her name up here in the in-betweens, but yeah. That was a very interesting, nerdy edition with AI.
AI is ruling our world. Just don't ask it who should die, because it will tell you.
I don't think anybody should die. Okay? It's not as entertaining when people are dead.
No, that's a whole different type of king.
Here's the thing. I don't wish anyone dead.
No.
Not even people that I don't like. I don't wish them to be dead. That's fucking wrong.
I want everybody to prosper.
I mean, I want to see them get hit by a car, but I don't want to see them fucking dead. Come on now. I want to see their bodies fly through the air by a semi-truck just clobbering them across the street. Whammo! Come on now. That's what I want.
You're asking for a little much there, aren't you?
I don't want them to die, though. I want them to live in excruciating pain. Just kidding. Oh. I'm kidding. This is Going Deep Show. Thank you for tuning in and listening to our stupidity. That's what we're here for. We'll see you guys soon.
On to the next one.